Okay, so this is my POL for my honors for the Algebra 2. And so this POL will discuss several questions and several problems and some other thing I encountered and what knowledge I gained from it. So this picture is just a funny picture from Google. Okay, next. Problems I encountered. Those are the basic ones I encountered during the process of learning. The first one is the source. I could not find the source to where I can find all the matrices operations and row reduction information. So this kind of like Mr. Gablehouse and other of my friends collaborate and help me with my where to get the source, either offline or online through internet, YouTube, or books, several things. And then the next problem is do not understand the from inverse of matrices. So during the matrices operation, there was one method is you cannot divide it. You have to times with the inverse of the matrices. There's three methods about it. I cannot fully understand what it means. So I basically went on the YouTube and go on internet and find many examples and do a lot of questions on myself from both real world problems and imaginary problems. Any kind of getting solved. And the next one. A situation to adopt, at first I was really scared because Mr. Gablehouse said if I don't do the POL and I don't do the honors presentation once I stand up, I will get maximum of 80% on my grade. I got really exhausted because I lost my way at first. I cannot find the source as I said. And then here, so I kind of be floating around, I don't know what to do, and a few months ago there was a Go documentary, and it let me realize that some of the other girls separate in the world wild, they want to learn, but they don't have the condition to learn it. And this really gave me a push and gave me initiative to do what I know. And then I found that attitude means everything. It gives us a good beginning, and then it also gives us optimism and brings life easier. And this is basically what I want to say in the last slide. And I found it an interesting story while the process starting because I was kind of exhausted. It was a story of a cross sign. A person, they always carry a cross on their back. They have to walk all the way to the bridge. But that person found out, oh my gosh, my cross is so heavy. So he cut out half of the cross. And then he kept walking. And then he found out it's so heavy again, he cut half. And then when it comes to the bridge, abyss, there's no bridge on the abyss. And everybody else, they put their cross on both sides of the abyss and they went down. But this person cannot because he cut it. So that means you have to fully prepare for what you're going to do. Okay, so improvement of skills. During the process of learning Algebra 2, well, it taught me some basic principles of life. It also improves me by both oral and writing skills, and as a leader or something else, it kind of impressed me of speech skills, and it improves my abilities to collect and analyze information from useless information, gets me much better as an English speaker and English student since English is second language. Okay. So the most important part, as I said, English is not very hard, it's kind of hard for me because it's my second language. Okay, so when I'm reading off the internet and all the YouTube things, I cannot read from the Chinese because once Mr. Gablehouse gave me a question to do, I cannot do it because I don't understand the problem. That will happen if I read off the Chinese. So I basically find all the sources in English, and it's kind of hard for me to read all through. So I use the dictionaries and Google Translate to help me to understand and get a deeper meaning of all the things I learned, so I can get fully comprehend what I learned and use it in my life. Okay, so use of curiosity and imagination. That is the thing I kind of summarized. The imagination works. My curiosity got me into this honors thing, I think. So it's I used to be an honors student at my previous school, and now I just feel super curious because the school doesn't really have a honor class. It has in-course honor activity going on, this kind of stuff. So I really feel curious about it. And then imagination. It's like imagination really helped me to solve problems online. It's not only because I imagine things, if I create problems on my own and practice a lot sometimes, it really improves my skills. And the sentence I put out there, we can get to the ideal point if we believe so. We can go as far as our imagination and mind lets us. This thing saying imagination gives us the push for higher civilization, higher knowledges, and higher level of technologies. Just like that. Okay, so experience with in-course honors, I read a lot of books and go on internet a lot. So those are the skills I improved. And that picture just matches, it does it. I found out is there is a will, there is a way, it's fixing things down. If I don't, like, as I said, the human are only limited by their own mind. They are not limited by their abilities. If you think you keep thinking you cannot do it, you won't be able to do it. You really have to try hard to what you want to do and be more successful. It's basically like that. So the last principle I learned is to be conscientiously and be nickel and dime all the way through your life. Once I start joining the process, I start to skip over the matrix operation and go right directly to the row reduction. And I found out it's impossible to do that because without the knowledge from the matrix operation, I cannot really do the row reduction. So one thing is keep your dream in your mind and be practical all the time. Just stop daydreaming about what's going on happening in the future and what's happening in the past. Just do whatever is best for now. Yeah. And this is the works cited from all the sources online I used. I don't have the book on it because there's too many. And this is my preppy for the, there's another preppy for the matrix operation and row reduction. Do you want me to look at it?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'll take a look at it later.
That's all.
Excellent. Very good.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Let's say you were talking to an audience where someone in the audience had not studied matrices since they were a senior in college. And let's say that was 10 years ago at least. Could you, in like a minute or two, just tell me what your project was about?
My project, at first, it's matrices. It's basically matrices, like a series of numbers you put kind of in a, I have to call that parentheses stuff. And then you have serial numbers and the column and, what do you call that?
A row.
Oh yeah, a row. And the row is, if for example, a matrix has 4 rows and 2 columns, it's a 3 times 2 matrix. And if you want to times it with a single number, you just times it directly. For addition, you just add the corresponding element together. And then for the subtraction, you do the same thing almost with addition. For the application, but if you want to multiply with another matrix, you have to, the dot point is very important. You have to apply this row, this column with this row with this column, number by number, and add them all together. There's the number for the first the first row times the first column, dot by dot, and then add them together is the result for the matrix, the first number, and you keep doing it row by row and column by column. And then for the inverse, there's 3 methods. One of it you have to to find the inverse. There are 3 methods for the inverse. The one is you have to use the identity matrix and kind of look up because I kind of forgot what the other 2. There's too many things going on.
What does row reductions allow you to do?
Row reduction is you have a system of equations like, for example, 2x plus 2y equals some number, or like 3x plus something, and you put them in a matrix where the x is in the first number and y is in x in the first row and y is in the second row and b in the third row, and for the other part you have the number that at the end of the result, and then you have to you have to make the numbers identity. Matrixing means like the first row and the first column, the number must be 1, and the second row, you have in the middle is the 1, and it's diagonally the 1. And then so it comes, the result will be x equals something, y equals something, and b equals something, like that.
Yay.
That's all, I think.
Sure. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne.